My name is Kevin John Ombajo. I'm 39 years old. I come from Nairobi, Kenya. I have recently undergone surgery to remove a recurrent meningioma, which is a problem that I had starting from 2010 in February. That's the first time I discovered that I had a meningioma. I had a tumor in my head, and that was I was relaxing with my family, and I had a seizure, what you call a grand mal seizure, which is an all-out seizure, a full seizure. And when we went to hospital to check, then I did my first MRI, and we found that I had a tumor. So I did a craniotomy in Nairobi Hospital, which is a complete removal of the tumor. However, unfortunately, 8 months down the road, I was just driving and decided to drive into a diagnostic center. And when I was there, I found that the tumor had recurred, and it was even bigger than the first time. It was over 5 centimeters. This kind of tumor recurs in 1 out of 10 people, and even if it does, it will take like 15 years. So to have it come back in 8 months, was really, really bad. So I decided to look for an alternative for treatment, and that's when my attention was turned to India. So when I came to India, I went to a different hospital and had cyberknife radiotherapy treatment. And to be fairly honest, the doctor raised his concerns because of the size of the tumor. He said, if it was smaller than 4 centimeters, then they'd guarantee success on it. But because it was bigger, then it was going to be a 50-50% chance. But I decided to take it because I did not want to do another invasive surgery. So we did the cyberknife radiotherapy treatment, and I went back home to Nairobi. After that time, I started experiencing complications because I started getting the symptoms again. I went online and I Googled a number of hospitals in India. I settled on Columbia Asia because there's a number of features that Columbia Asia had that I was not able to get from the other hospitals in India. One of those was a suggestion that during my surgery, they'd be able to do an almost live MRI. And for me, this meant that the chances of making the mistakes that I'd previously made during my previous treatments were minimal. So I decided to get in touch with Columbia Asia. I sent them my documents, and I got a preliminary diagnosis from Dr. Avinash at Columbia Asia. So I came to Columbia Asia, and after that discussion with Dr. Avinash, and in the half hour that I spoke to him, he answered basically all the questions that I was not able to answer when I was in Kenya, Nairobi, and when I'd gone to the US. And for me, that was pretty interesting. One other thing about Columbia Asia that, just caught me from the beginning is the human face, like to the treatment. I went in for surgery, my entire process in the hospital in about 3 days, that's ICU and to the wards and for the discharge. So I was discharged on the 4th day. The doctors were happy after the final MRI that I took, but I'm happy basically with the results of the treatment of my surgery. Sat with Dr. Avinash, and they were able to get out my entire tumor. So basically, Columbia Asia has held my hand, and my family and the different people that I've come with throughout the process. So I understand there's Columbia Asia in many other countries, in many other cities, and I hope that, a lot of people will check out the quality treatment that is available in Columbia Asia. Comes very highly recommended from me.